Welcome to the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. I'm Lauren Hill, joined by Edward Nieman and Ken Oda, and we are here to get you ready for the Game 2 tonight against the Bobcats. So tonight is our annual trunk-or-treat event before the game tonight, so I'll keep it simple with this intro question. What was y'all's favorite Halloween costume growing up?
Oof, it's been a long time since I was dressing up as a kid. I don't know, probably cowboy.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had the whole fit?
Yeah, the cowboy hat, the boots, and yeah.
Chaps?
I don't remember. Probably overalls. Yeah. Costumes were simpler in the 80s.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
True. No party city pack there?
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, quite the opposite from Ken. I was the obnoxious kid who always had the blow-up costume. So really any one of those, it had to be intricate. It had to be like a last-minute run to the store for the AA batteries that needed to blow up the costume. So I was that kid.
Mm-hmm. I'd have to go with the traditional princess costume. I had every single one, all the little heels that matched up. My mom actually still has all the heels. So yeah. But I would specifically say Belle.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah, my mom was really into. She had to make all the costumes for me. She really she would spend months and then get mad at me if I grew too close to Halloween. So yeah.
That's awesome. Little handmade costume. All right. Well, let's take a look back at last Thursday's game against the Bobcats.
Yeah, Lauren, and we talked about the series prior to this one being in Mason City. It was an offensive explosion for the Tauros. The series, or I should say game one of this series this weekend, didn't produce the same amount of scoring. Really good hockey game from both teams, really good goaltending as well. But it was the Bobcats who stole the 1-0 victory over the Tauros. Chase Reed gets his first goal in a Bobcat uniform. Plenty of opportunities for both teams, but just met with some good goaltending, and that kept it a one-goal game. So, Ken, you talked about it earlier in the pregame show before game one of the good defenses and the good goaltendings that both teams have.
Yeah, it made for a very well-defended game, although both goalies did have to make some big saves, and both did come up huge when they had to. Just the one really good shot by Reed was the difference, and I don't know that there was much Lucas could have done about it.
Yeah.
All right, now turning our attention back to tonight's game against the Bobcats, let's look at the updated Noodles numbers brought to you by Noodles & Company of Minot. So we are currently standing at 6-4-0 as Bismarck is standing at 12-0. We lost the game on Thursday, so our current record this season against them is 0-1.
Yeah, offense continues to click along despite last Thursday's game for both teams, both still over 3 goals a game. Tauros goals against drops despite the loss down to an even 2. Bismarck 1.33 goals against, but again, some of that you look at, I think I talked about on the street, 178 minutes without allowing a goal for Thomas Anderson in net for them. So at some point the dam's going to break, and that number should start to creep up, and you hope if you're a Tauros fan that it's tonight.
Yeah, Ken, and I talked about on Tauros All Access this week. I do feel like if the Tauros produce the same defensive performance that they did on Thursday night, I think they'll be in a good position to potentially take this game too. But we'll see. Anything can happen. I think we have 2 really good hockey teams. The 12-0 record speaks for itself for Bismarck, and obviously the Tauros played this Bismarck team very competitively last year. So I think we're in for another good game here tonight between the two teams.
Special teams as well. Not much happened in special teams on Thursday night. Not a lot of chances, really. Tauros had, one power play that was really only 57 seconds. Bismarck had 2, but theirs was also split 57 seconds on either side of a 4-on-4. So, and then they had 1 full power play otherwise. Both penalty kills played like you would expect for penalty kills that are both top 10 in the league. Again, the difference maybe tonight will be Tauros have been more disciplined overall on the season. 82 penalty minutes for the Tauros, 180 for Bismarck.
Yeah, and talk about discipline too. Obviously for the Tauros, head coach Cody Campbell, and then for Bismarck, Garrett Roth. I think 2 coaches that understand what this game means in terms of the competitiveness between the 2 teams and the level of play, that you can't afford to go to the penalty box all that often. So I think we saw that on Thursday night, but you'd like to think that maybe there'll be a couple more opportunities tonight.
All right, it's time to look at our Minotauros Booster Club players to watch, starting with Ken with his choice of John Small for tonight.
Yeah, I'm going with John Small. You look at the Tauros, 6-4-0 on the season, as you mentioned, Lauren, but in 2 of those games, the Tauros have been shut out. in the other 8, John Small has a point. So I look for the Tauros not to get shut out 2 games in a row, and if the Tauros aren't getting shut out, that means John Small's on the scoreboard. So let's see if Smallsy can get going here early.
Yeah, I'm going to take Macklin Morelli in the lineup tonight. Played 2 games so far for the Tauros. No points on the year so far, but you talk about someone who knows this Minot-Bismarck rivalry more than the Morelli family. Obviously, Mackley's brother, Mason Morelli, played for the Tauros. Mackley played high school here, Team North Dakota, knows all about it. So I'm going with that pick, and if Mackley can net one, I think this place will go into a frenzy.
Yeah, I've seen... Well, beyond Matt, his dad, Matt, sent some ticket requests through this morning when he found out that Mackley's in the lineup. So there's going to be a lot of Morelli family here. There's going to be a lot of Morelli friends here. So, yeah, I think, as long as they've been in this community forever, he pots one, the roof's going to blow off this place.
Yeah.
Be electric. I don't usually or every time have a player to watch, but we had a new arriver come yesterday, Landon Fleming. He's literally brand new as of yesterday, coming from the Oklahoma Warriors. He was previously a Bismarck Bobcat, not last season, but the season before that. And he will be playing tonight. So I think this may be a little bit of like a revenge game.
A double revenge game. Garrett Roth, the Bobcats head coach, coached Oklahoma last season. So revenge game again. Not that there was anything that happened in Oklahoma that would specifically need revenge, but the double revenge game. He gets his former coach and his former team. So I think that's a strong pick. I'm not gonna lie, it was going to be my pick before you snagged him.
I got in there first today.
Meeting,
yeah. So that will bring us to our home key group keys to the game. Ken, what are your keys to tonight's game?
The first one is just solve Tomas Anderson, right? A shutout, second shutout in a row. The game before that, he gave up a goal 3 minutes and 22 seconds into the game against Austin and then shut the door the rest of the way. So we're going on almost 9 full periods of hockey since he's given up a goal. So they've got to get one by him, and hopefully then, as good of a goalie as he is, still save percentage probably won't be what it is now. You hope that maybe he gives up a couple just to get back to sort of his expected numbers. My second key to the game, a fast start. Bobcats came out on Thursday night and they controlled the first 6 minutes of that game, really set the tone. The Tauros did push back, and then the Bobcats answered with that quick goal, and it was pretty even the rest of the way. So hopefully the Tauros can get off to a better start in the building tonight. And then my third one, clean breaks. I thought too many defensive zone turnovers led to sustained offensive pressure for Bismarck on Thursday. Lucas Sweden bailed him out with some big saves, but Tauros need to do a better job getting out of the zone against Bismarck.
Yeah, Ken, one thing I do take note from this is the fast start. We saw the Tauros drop the first game against St. Cloud in the home opening weekend at Mesa Arena. Came back Saturday night, potted a goal within the first minute of the game, and that set the tone for the rest of the way. So if the Tauros can do something similar to that, I think they put themselves in a good spot here tonight.
All right, Minotauros fans, it's time to take out your phones and pull up the Tauros mobile app for your chance to win prizes throughout tonight's game. Our first game is the Four Bears Sportsbook over-unders. Starting with, our first one is total Tauros first period goals. Are we over or under 0.5?
I'll take the over. Just going, to Ken's keys at the game, fast start. I think if the Tauros can do that, like I said, they're in a good position.
I'm going over as well, not necessarily from just what we've seen from last Thursday, but also, like I said, almost 9 full periods without giving up a goal for Tomas Anderson. No goalie can play that well for that long of a stretch. So I got to think sometime in the first 20 minutes of the game, he'll finally make a mistake again, and the Tauros will be able to get on the board.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the over here. I'm sorry I'm not being original with that. I want to see a goal, and I want to see it produced early on and not by the Bobcats. So there you go. Our second one is total Tauros goals in general for the whole game. Is it over under 3.5?
For this one, I'm going to go over as well. I don't know. Again, we filmed this earlier in the day, so I don't know for sure that Anderson is in net either, but I have a feeling Tauros responded well to losing last time they were home to St. Cloud with a good win on Saturday. And again, I expect this team to have a good response game tonight, and that includes getting a few up on the board.
Yeah, I'm going to go under on it. 2 good goaltenders. You mentioned Tomas Anderson, really good shutout performance Thursday night, but then also the previous Saturday against Watertown. I think we're going to see another really close game, real tight game, and I expect a low scoring.
Yeah, I'm going to go under just for the fact that we saw very great performances by both defenses on Thursday, and I just think that saying above 3.5 is kind of a bold claim. A little in there.
And then the final one, Tauros shots on goal plus 5.5. It's shot differential, sorry. I'm going to go over on this as well. I thought, with the exception of the first 6 minutes on Thursday, the Tauros had most of the better of the play. Anderson was the difference. So I expect the Tauros to continue to outshoot their opponents no matter who they are.
I'll go under again. Like I said, I think it's going to be a close game, and even if the Tauros do get out to a little bit of a lead in the third period, maybe sit back and take some shots on that, more defensively.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to go over just for the fact that we did have more shots on goal on Thursday than the Bobcats did, as well as the fact that I think we're going to come into this game hungry for a win, and we're just going to be shooting. So, yeah.
All right, that'll bring us to our McDonald's trivia question. Where do the Tauros and the Bobcats play their annual preseason war? I'm not even going to let you guys try and guess. I know you both know the answer to this. Fans, I hope you know the answer to this as well. So download the Tauros Hockey mobile app, open the interactive tab, win yourself a free lunch from our friends at Dakota Drive McDonald's, including their new location up on North Hill. I stopped there last night. Place was buzzing.
All
There
right.
we go.
And that will do it for the Farmers Union Insurance pregame show. Now we'll turn it over to Josh Carlock for tonight's starting lineups.